Hey everybody, TechBilly83 here. Welcome back to the channel. Like, share, and subscribe and all that good stuff. Alright, let's get to it. So what we're looking at here is the controller board from the transfer switch on the automatic generator. So I finally got around to hooking up the new generator to the ATS and getting all the wiring and everything connected. And I did some manual starts and it worked just fine. So then I tried to do an automatic start and it didn't work. And I tried it a few times and it didn't work. And then I started to smell the smell of magic smoke. And I thought to myself, crap. So here's what we got going on. You'll see some focus. You'll see some burnage right there. Yep, that's burnage, all right. So that's a trace on the circuit board. In other words, aka a wire that, gave up the ghost. It no longer identifies as a wire. It identifies as a broken thing. So what I think happened here, and I'm pretty sure that this is the starter circuit. So this is the trace, the wire that goes to the starter solenoid to actually crank the motor on the genset. And obviously we have a burned trace, meaning it drew too much amperage. So what I think is going on here is the solenoid on this new engine on the Kohler is obviously way beefier and requires much more amperage than the old Briggs & Stratton motor on the old original genset. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to solder this bad boy back together. So I'm going to follow the trace down here. You'll see it kind of, goes right in there between those two contacts underneath the relay and then up here to the terminal connector. So I'm just going to simply run like a 22 or 20 gauge wire and connect that. And then what I'm going to do here is I have the another one of those solenoids that I picked up when I was working on the Briggs & Stratton. Because remember, the solenoid on that starter went bad. So I am going to use that guy and kind of hook up some wireage and make this a secondary solenoid. And it's going to be in series. Well, I mean, I don't want to use the word I don't want to use the word series when we're talking electrical here, because in this instance, the actual circuitry is not going to be series. Basically, the ATS is going to fire that solenoid on the small side, on the small connector. And on the big connector there, those studs, we're going to use that to actually fire the solenoid on the motor of the new Kohler genset. So we're just going to kind of baby step it up to the point where we can actually crank the motor using the ATS. Because apparently the solenoid that's on this Kohler it's beefcake. And the transfer switch is not quite where it needs to be. So stay tuned. I'm going to resolder this. And hopefully this fixes our problem. I don't think I'm gonna, solder this and then, hook it right up and be like, yeah, send it. I'm gonna put the other solenoid in there and play it safe. So in the technical manual for the Winco / Briggs & Stratton gensets, it does say that these circuits are limited to 5 amps. So whatever that other solenoid is pulling, it's obviously quite more than 5 amps. So I don't want to solder this back together and then, just migrate the overage, the overcurrent to some other component in the board and then just, nuke the board totally. So this trace fried, we'll think of that as kind of an engineered weakness. You know, and we can definitely just get a wire on these solder joints here on these pads and repair it. I'm pretty confident that that's going to fix it. So stay tuned here. What do we got here? It's come on, phone, do your thing. It's 9 o'clock at night, Monday. We're in the middle of the heat wave here in upstate New York, and it's 10 million degrees out. Sarah Connor was correct. Yeah, it's quite uncomfortable. In fact, it's like 86 in here right now. So, you know, I'm going to get going on this and fix it and then get back outside where it's like, you know, 5 degrees cooler. So, hope you enjoy this little here update on the generator project. For all of you who subscribe to the channel to learn things about generators, I haven't forgotten about you. You know, I just ping pong around a little bit. I'm sorry. It is what it is. So stand by. Hopefully we'll have this thing fired up here tonight before I hit the hay.